All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. This is taken at the 3. Broken tackle. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here we go. 180.
54. Hey, man. Watch the boot.
Throwing on first is Wentz. They set up the screen to Ajayi. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard. In on the tackle there, Bobby Wagner coming off a 3rd straight All-Pro season. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. And complete to Zach Ertz. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 40. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
Check. 5-7.
On 1st down, they run with Howard. That good for 22 and a 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
From the red zone now, Wentz steps away to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. So the youngster able to use the legs to pick up the 1st.
And one of my pet peeves when they see this guy play, when Carson Wentz takes off running the football, I always hear people go, oh, he's sneaky athletic. No, he's athletic. Watch him do it. It's an integral part of the quarterback run game, and he gets it done very, very well.
You don't like sneaky athletic, do you? That's just kind of a jab in the back.
Yeah, not when it doesn't apply. I think that's a stereotype that needs to be broken down for him.
Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal. Howard all alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal.
All day, every day, any day.
He'll get it up the middle. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Jordan Howard, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's the second-year man from San Diego State, Rashad Penny. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 31, Wilson eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. The rushing numbers for Wilson. Maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Open man there is Malone. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
A gain of 14. First down, Seattle.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now it's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
A gain of 12. First down, Seahawks.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
At the Eagles' 30-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Wilson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football.
First down.
Super team.
Number 52.
14.
Here we go, team.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Second and 2 at the 18-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Eagles 7, Seahawks nothing.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. David Moore, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and through by Myers, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former number 1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, able to record his 5th sack of the season. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. To throw, it's Wentz. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
It's hard to play in the NFL now as a running back and not catch the football as well. Jay Ajayi shows what you can do when you have both of those skills.
Good in space, isn't he?
He really is able to catch the ball, and he helps create blocks downfield. A lot of times that's what people miss. It's not just making other guys miss you. It's setting up guys to block those guys downfield with the moves you make, and Jay Ajayi does that very well.
Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 40-yard line.
Go. 180.
54 Mike.
40, 82, 40.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz, and they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10.
I got you.
5-7. Hey, Delta.
54. Mike, 54. Watch a slap.
From the gun, it's Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Solid.
On play action, it's Wentz. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play. Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Now this one complete on the slant route. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Third and 2. Now Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Penny, a first down carry. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves them with third down and just a yard to go. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Well, he's going to go for it all. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Wentz. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Running with Howard. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Right here, right here.
82.
55.
On play action, Wentz. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Jackson, incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
I'm here all day.
57.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Let's put him on the bus.
Hey, exit.
Let's put that team on the bus. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
Sunday.
Check.
This 5-7. Smooth.
Now Wentz. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 53. And Elliott puts this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
At the 31-yard line.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
I got him.
Now Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Hey, alert.
57's the mic, right? 57.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. That's caught, it's Malone. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
First down, Seattle.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On first down, Wilson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker. Right there on the coverage. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now Wilson to throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 13-yard line. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends.
36 power.
From the shotgun, Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
Stepping up, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game as his guys are able to regain the lead. Now Myers for the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10.
Next to score, Seahawks 17, Eagles 10.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point, but it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
From the 27, Wentz, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
Rip on 2, come here. Go, go.
It's our time.
Wait, son.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the fourth and final quarter. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Wilson. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 27-yard line.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny, and only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On first down, Wentz completes it to Ajayi. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Waiting.
Check right, 54.
Hey, kill. Hey, Ford, don't kill.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Hey, wahoo.
Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4.
On first and 10, here's Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Pull together. Check.
They run with Howard. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
A good run by Jordan Howard, and now another 1st and 10.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
32-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Mike, 54. I got one.
3.7.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Now Howard. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And down inside the 15 he goes. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
He's coming. We got something.
On the handoff, this is Howard. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
There we go. Pac-Man. 120. Least by two.
Wentz, the handoff to Ajayi. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. They come out here in the eye. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
Check 53. Drop deep, drop deep.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. This from long, very long range. Does he have the distance? He does. It's good. My goodness, he hits it from the parking lot as time expires. And they'll be celebrating in Pioneer